Before we chat with you, which we may want to do, let's just take a second here, because I think we may find some loot. I mean, there's still some explosive containers, so look out for those, but... Oh, the fuel tank is an even larger explosive container, so we did explode, I think, one of them early on, sort of by happenstance, as I was actually trying to target one of the big Geth, but, that definitely has the potential to be a way to facilitate that, make that combat a little bit easier there, so you don't get as easily overwhelmed. Look at this, though. We have an upgrade kit. That sounds like a good place to, I don't know, say get some upgrades. Incendiary rounds, cryo rounds, well, it's not terribly exciting stuff. Would definitely prefer to get actual weapon upgrades, not ammo. Just given at what we were looking at before. Okay, this was a bad idea to walk down there and potentially get ourselves stuck, and for a minute there I thought we were going to have just that happen to us. So, you know, I did kind of ask for it. So I was nervous, but at the same time I was saying to myself, you know, I did it to myself. Can't really blame anyone but me. Right, and I think that might have been it in terms of loot in here, to tell you the truth. So let's just have a quick chat with you.
What did you do here, Commander?
Excuse me, I defended myself.
Me? I'm the victim here. The Geth attacked us.
Geth, you expect me to... Where did they come from?
The Asari bitch came with a bunch of cargo.
And you just let them through.
Back to nose.
I don't believe that. We did thorough scans of those. There were no power sources, no element zero masses. If Benezia-sama's containers were packed with these things, there are many more out there.
Oh! Right. Care to tell us how many more?
I need numbers, Captain. A dozen? 100?
Dozens, at least. They're machines. You could pack them tightly. I must report to the executive board. If word gets out about loose Geth, there may be an investor panic.
Alright. So, well, we took care of that business. With, no help from the actual security team. Thanks, guys. All concerned about stopping us from getting in, and then once the Geth actually show up, you don't care. I thought it's, oh no, that's just more explosives? Okay. Don't think we have much, if anything, else to do there. And, well, this might be a familiar-looking site. That is, in fact, the Mako. One thing I should note here. Technically speaking, at this stage in the mission, this is probably the most convenient time in which to change party members if, for whatever reason, you feel like you would like to do that. Technically speaking, you can change at any point in time, but it would get pretty tedious to do that later on in the mission because, as you can imagine, well, with us getting the Mako here, that means we're about to travel quite a distance, so we would have to backtrack in the Mako and come back over here if we wanted to change on a future occasion. So, if you are playing along with us, then now is the time. Figure out what team you do want to bring with us, and like I said, trying to stick with Liara here because, well, we're trying to track down her mother, so that seems to make sense. And then Rex, we brought along in large part for the combat ability, ground control with his other biotic abilities. I mean, we haven't focused too much on those, but he at least has throw, so that's helping us a bit. And just generally, he's a tank. And what with us having Liara, and we're not a tank either, that's definitely nice to have someone who fits that role. So, let's hop in. And, I mean, probably should save in the not-too-distant future as well, because out we go, and there is a level 1 hazard here. Actually didn't even remember reading that when we were reading up on the description of Novaria before we headed over here. In fact, there are, I think I mentioned this on a previous occasion, there are some places where it lists a hazard, and then in truth it's actually, there's not a hazard, or the hazard is weaker. It's very rare, but I think there's at least one planet that fits that description. And then, this might not have said it. It might have, and I just might be forgetting it, but let's take a look at our map here, see what we're dealing with, and you'll see what I mean when I say that, well, there's a lot of ground for us to cover in the Mako here, and so in theory we could go back to change squad members on a future occasion if we really wanted to, but that would take some time to make that happen. We did also seemingly get some new equipment from having fought those Geth. Some tungsten rounds, that's fitting. Ablative coating is actually really good. That is basically I believe, the new pure damage reduction armor upgrade. Then shield modulator, more just pure shields, kinetic buffer, cryo rounds. Again, looking for some better weapon upgrades because we're rather light on those at the moment. I don't think anything that we picked up there changes much in terms of what we equip here. So let's keep on moving. At least start off with gear. Not much other than just navigating around these corners, and I mean, probably don't need me to tell you this, but don't fall off the edge. And as you can see on the map, that may not last long though, because we are seeing some red dots, so we do have some enemies. Let's see, because they are around this corner here, it would appear. Can they hit us from here? Well, they're close. But, as you can see here, is that... Hold on. That might be one of them right on the other side of this. But we actually, our field of view gets cut off a little bit whenever we zoom into the Mako cannon. Let's hop out here, and let's check this out. So we get a sniper rifle, we get another sniper rifle. Just that, might just be that. Yeah, that looks like a turret right there. We just can't quite hit from this angle. And now we may. Yep, we got it. So we, I think, managed to get it without it noticing us, which is very nice. There may, in fact, be more loot here around this little ship on the other side. But, not seeing any. You will notice there are some shields here, which the Geth have put up, in fact, and those are some little Geth that are shooting at us from down there. And so, you know, if we could just, like, snipe a few with our Mako cannon, that would definitely make life a little bit easier for us. There we go. Got a few in that, and we actually leveled up in the process. Might still be, yeah, a few remaining here, just looking at our mini-map. Trying to, at the very least, get rid of their shield they put up. We have now done. Take a look at what we have now. So, at this rate, I think next on our priority list for Shepard is to upgrade stasis a little bit more to increase the duration. Because it is currently, let's see, at, what, 12.5 seconds, I think it was, on level 1. So then if we push it further, then we should be able to get it up to, hopefully, up to advanced stasis. So let's go for that. And so now we're already at a second longer with it. Any signs of these other Geth? Well, yes. They just appear to be further in here, and some of them have rockets. In fact, several of them have rockets. Which do potentially hit quite hard. Remember, don't fall off the edge here, as we're playing this little hopscotch hello with them. Oh, I missed that. I missed that as well. Alright, tell you what, plan B. How am I still missing this? How we can go this route too. Right, got rid of one of the rocket shooters. I missed this one. That did still hit us. Hold on. Hold on. How are you still dodging this? I swear. We're like just barely missing this. Yeah, we'll back this up on them. There we go. One down. Those are both flying straight at us. Oh, I mistimed that. Ooh, just barely missed. All right, let's take the fight to them. There is an upgrade kit on the ground there, as you can see. But I swear that was aimed right at them. So we can, of course, get out on foot and fight them. The Mako does hit harder, and back in the original Mass Effect, before Legendary Edition, you did get more experience for fighting enemies on foot than you did by fighting them in the Mako. So there was reason to fight them on foot in this type of situation back then, but that is no longer the case, and therefore there's, well, not much reason to refrain from fighting them in the Mako until perhaps later on in the game when we actually, once we do upgrade our weapon damage and get higher level weapons and upgrades, then we can actually deal more damage on foot than we can in the Mako. Ooh. That doesn't look good. Alrighty then. So looks like they brought in the big guns. Let's see, we're technically not in combat right now, so I think we might want to save, because I don't think we've saved since actually leaving the garage. So we'll do that. And did we level up Shepard and no one else? We might have done that. Let's get Liara here. I mean, it's not super relevant at the moment when we're just hanging out in the Mako, but that gets Liara up to Master Lift. That's good. Then Rex, 2 more levels, we can get you up to at least Advanced Throw, which I think is perhaps all we're looking to get with you. Equipment, ooh, we got, okay, Ablative Coating and Exoskeleton. More armor upgrades. So we've got what looks to be, yep, some friends here. Namely, I believe it is that armature that we saw. How did you anticipate that I was going to jump? I'm trying to hit you in the face. Not actually sure we have the angle to do that, though. Yeah, you're almost dead. There we go. Gotcha, and then there's still, yeah, an enemy here of some variety, and I totally missed on the rocket, but there we go. Follow up, we gotcha. Then, generally speaking, whenever you see one of these crashed ships or Mako-esque types of vehicles, then that is a good indication that you are likely to find some gear here. Let's see what we got. Okay, this time, ooh, level 6 assault rifle. That's interesting. And some heavy human armor. Unlikely, I think, for that to be an upgrade relative to what we picked up in Port Hanshan for Ashley, but we can give it a look. Then here, a little slow. Okay, now pistol, I think, is unlikely to be an upgrade for us, but maybe for Liara. Light human armor, in fact, might be an upgrade for Liara as well, because I think her armor was fairly lackluster. We also got a little bit more stuffs from just fighting those Geth there. Okay, so for Liara, barely recognize her when she has her mask on like this. So this is the armor that we just picked up. Shield's way better. Other stuff a little bit worse, and I think we actually do prefer her existing stuff in that case, despite it being 4 levels lower. Strange as that sounds. Let's hop back in the Mako, because we are in a hazard world at the moment. Let's see if we can, for good measure. Huzzah! Take that, yeah. Anything on this side that we still want to nab? Is that just rubble here? I think that may just be rubble. Okay. Don't think we're going to find much hiding on the edges there, so I think we don't need to concern ourselves too much about being extremely thorough when looking for those upgrade packs and what have you, but we'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. And we see another set of indicators here of more enemies as we round this corner, it looks like. Just make sure we don't accidentally run ourselves off the edge as we're rounding the corner and trying to snipe some enemies. Okay. Yep, we got more of the rockets, it would appear. Okay. Took down several of them. But you just got back up. There we go. Still got you. Not for long, though. Okay, so last time, we did have some ammo in here, or rather some upgrades in here. Let's keep our eyes peeled for something like that. We did also see a round of missile launchers shooting us from the other side. I'm not seeing that at the moment. Also not seeing any of those types of upgrade packs here. May not be any loot to be had. This enemy does look like they're pretty close on the other side here. Yeah, in fact, I think that might be a turret right on the edge here. Yep. Not sure if that hit them. This will hit us, though. We don't time our jump. Go. Turret down. Rocket jumped. This does look interesting. What do we have here? Metagel. Thank you. Is that all? That may be. That something there? Is that just rubble? I think that's just rubble. Yeah. Okay, let's just not drive off as we attempt to turn ourselves around. I was originally trying to turn around in the other direction, but, you know, then the Mako had thoughts of its own, and I decided, let's not fight it in that situation. That, I think, also is not anything for us to be terribly concerned with. Okay, and if we take a look at our map here, I think we'll find that, well, we have basically one more curve, and then we'll find ourselves at the entrance to Peak 15. As to whether there are any additional enemies out here for us, well, the answer to that question would appear to be yes. It does look like this is going to be another one of the turrets. And based on how I do think I already hear some large explosions behind us, I think we are technically already in its line of sight, and it is firing at us, in fact. Ooh, I don't like that. Hold on just a second, turrets. This is not the direction I want to be facing right now. I want some room to maneuver here real quick. Okay, and try not to run this over again. I think just need to get a little bit closer before we can actually see them all that easily. Where exactly is this one? There you are. Okay. That can hit us. No, it's gonna fly overhead, so cool. That'll take care of you. So one down. Still one on our flank here somewhere, I think. Let's be careful as we drive over that ledge a little bit. Okay. So, this guy, I think we can now see more clearly. Right there. Okay, let's keep moving before that rocket hits us in the face. Don't think there's much in the way of extra loot lying around here. So I think we're just zooming. I believe we're gonna find that enemy maybe on the other side of this loop that we're doing here. Greeting us. And as we round this corner, that it is. Oh, that did so let us. Oh, and I think based on the appearance down here, it looks like there may be more enemies awaiting us over here as well. Perhaps as soon as we open that door. So, of course, we want to be close to the door because we are in a hazard world. So if we're hanging out outside, then we are going to take, we're going to start to fill that hazard meter. But let's, can we save now? Not let us? I mean, we are close enough to those enemies there that perhaps that might be preventing us. We'll back up a little bit for that reason. Still? Back up more? Still. Okay. Don't love that, because I don't recall how challenging this set of enemies may or may not be, in which case, you know, I'd rather not have to redo this whole area where we're driving up to them. That would be less than ideal. But we may not have much in the way of options here, but to just go straight in here. So maybe when we're out of the Mako, no. Let's prepare ourselves. As soon as we step inside, we are no longer in the hazard, at least. So there's that. Still no option to save, though, and there's at least one enemy in here. So let's take a look. Can we at least see in our map? Okay, we have a garage. And then, well, the rest of the way in? Yeah, tell you what. This is... We should make sure we can save here. We should back up if we have to. It's gonna be a good time to save. Like, if we go here... No? Wow. How far back do we have to go? He asks. They're no longer on our map. There we go. Okay. So now we can save. Now let's turn this car around. Don't make me. I will. This time we're going back to where we should be going. Yeah. At least, you know, if we do find ourselves meeting an untimely demise, then at least we just need to drive a little bit further. Don't need to worry about rerunning this entire area. Because, well, as we were starting to see, if we hop in here, I think we're about to find ourselves in a bit of action. Okay. What do we have here? Yeah, Liara, please join us. Thank you. How kind of you. Because this is it's a pretty big area. And in case you couldn't tell, that's an enemy. That's an enemy. That thing may have also been an enemy. We've got some big guys in here. We definitely have some big guys. Like, is that a Krogan combined with some Geth? Like, that's a Geth Destroyer, I think, no less. That's pretty nasty. Let's sabotage you. And I think we're gonna want to try to have people take cover here and here. Not just be completely in the line of fire. Okay, who can we hit? Ooh. Yeah, we got some people shooting rockets as well, which of course doesn't really help us. Okay, so there's... I mean, despite saying that's Liara Tassoni, no, I can tell you that is not Liara Tassoni. That is some kind of Krogan dude who's messing with us right now. So what I would like to do is have you, Rex, warp him, and then we'll stasis him. Okay, that guy's down. So one of the Krogans has been disposed of. Remember, those Krogans regenerate life, so can't go too long without putting the pressure on him, otherwise any progress you make toward damaging him will go away. Although he's hiding behind cover, which doesn't exactly help. Okay. Other thing is that there is this over here. This, I think this drone. Let's, no, not throw. Sabotage it, or rather overload it. Yeah, that did take care of it. I think it's primarily shields we're trying to break through there. Okay. So I know we still have a big Geth Destroyer on the flank there. Trying to get rid of you, though. Been annoying. Getting in and out of cover. So let's get you out of there, ideally. And then maybe we'll throw him. We're actually throwing his cover there. May also work. Not dead, though. Still not dead, mind you. Don't think we... There we go. Only once you see the experience start popping up, you know he's truly taken care of. Okay. So now... Let's see, we have at least 2 enemies remaining here. Including... Yeah, that's the big one. Oh, we've got... Oh, this Geth Trooper on the flank here as well. Okay. So that's the one that's showing up closer on our map. I think that's the one that's showing up farther away on the map. This guy is stronger, technically. Let's see. So I mean, we would like to be able to overload you as well. That'd be great. But, maybe for the time being, we'll... I mean, you have really strong, missile launcher, it seems like. Let's sabotage you. Since you can't use that for a little while. And in the meantime, while we have the opportunity, let's use this little bit of time to take you out. And now we can overload. Okay, so now you're down. We actually leveled up in the process. So now it is this big guy here, who's the only one left, I think. We warped him to weaken him. Let's lift him. And that's why we want to have the big lift. That's actually a juggernaut. Because big enemies like this are difficult to do. You might be able to do it with the medium level biotic abilities, but you might need max level to make it work against them. Don't remember exactly what threshold is on these guys. And if we throw them as well, let's hit him before he drops down. And he's now dead.
User alert. All Peak 15 facilities have suffered a great deal of damage.
Okay.
Biohazard materials present throughout facility.
Great.
Virtual intelligence user interface offline.
Also great.
We will need to get the reactors back online.
Okay. So again, there were, as is oftentimes the case, some explosive containers here that we could use to blow up on our enemies, and we might have gotten one of them to go off. Well, we probably destroyed some of them in the process, but not sure how many of them might have actually hit targets in the process. Let's see. Anything of interest to us here? Large area has the potential for some loot, although at the moment I appear to only be seeing some of those explosive containers, so that may be all we have. So I think we carry on in that case. Let's move on up here. Oh, well, here's some of it. That's the loot we're looking for. That's bad timing. Let's see, I'm not loving our openings here. There we are. Okay. Ooh, Hurricane 6. Could be a decent shotgun there. Let's just take a quick look. Equipment-wise, oh, and just from fighting those guys, also get some new upgrades as well. So I'm looking at Rex from a shotgun standpoint. Is this any better? It is not. Definitely is not. So it is a higher level, but it's a less prestigious manufacturer, so that's why it's no good. Okay. Then we did level up. We're leveling up quickly at that. So let's say, how about stasis? Let's increase it. Just want to try to get up to advance. So it may also be, I don't remember, if stasis, you need to have the stronger versions to work on stronger types of enemies. Like, you know, we were just talking about how you need to have the powerful lifts to work against the heaviest enemies. Don't remember if you also need to do the same type of thing for stasis or not, and so like only the most basic enemies can get incapacitated by the first stasis, and once you get to advanced stasis you can do some of the medium level enemies, and only can you lock down the biggest ones when you're at master level. Not entirely sure about that, because I did seem to notice that even when we were stasising some people there, like the Krogan, that I thought I still saw it moving. I might have been wrong about that. There's actually alternate Mako controls that can make it easier to control. I did not realize that. How's it going, Tentwin? How are you? Let's see. Oh, and also, while we're at it, let's not forget to upgrade our friends here. So, what were we thinking of doing next? I think did we just complete throw on Liar or something like that? I think we might have. So, I mean, barrier short term, as we are soon going to find out, little to no importance, at least on this mission. So I'm kind of leaning toward and same with electronics. So I'm kind of leaning toward Asari scientists. Recharge time on all biotics. First aid, well, I mean, the first aid doesn't really help us that much. So it's really just the cooldown time on biotics, which doesn't feel like a huge deal. So it might even be better to just further upgrade warp. upgrade electronics further, we can at least get closer to Master Overload, which might still be worth doing, so I'm not entirely sure what we want to do with Liara at this stage. I think the answer for Rex is pretty clear here. We can get Advanced Throw. That works for him. Let's see. Yeah, the thing that I don't love about the electronics here is that the shields are pretty useless to us. I mean, long-term, making Liara a tankier character is nice, just because she, by default, is very vulnerable to, well, getting killed. And shields usually would be a decent way to slow that process down, but not so much this time round. So, maybe we just acknowledge that this is not really going to help us for this mission, but long-term, it'll be okay, and we accept that? I think so. Alright, let's move on. And let's also... Ooh, we got another upgrade kit over here. That sounds good to me. Let's check it out. Level 6 incendiary rounds and tungsten rounds. Level 6 as well. That's nice. Those look like turrets. At the moment, they're pointed away from us, which I do like. But, hello?
Why are the turrets facing the wrong way?
Yeah, that's a little concerning. Alright, let's take a look at our map here. Because we'll find that there is... Let's see, are we actually... What? Rex? Are you serious? Come on, man. So there's an elevator back there, but the way we're going right now is actually to security, which has an additional upgrade kit. More tungsten rounds, polonium rounds, that might be it. Oh, no. Got this storage locker as well. Ooh, this is a little bit tougher. Let's see if we can make this work. This is a wall. Oh! Oh, actually, that was a pretty decent opening there. Okay, hold on, hold on. Attempt number 2. I like this spot. That was not a good time. There we go. Okay. Ooh, that may be a decent pistol. Actually, well, we got a pretty nice pistol from, we got basically the best pistol. The Spectre gear, but could be usable for Liara. Then, level 7 shotgun. We got the assault rifle Spectre gear, right? Not the shotgun, so that may mean that could be an upgrade for Rex. We'll have to take a look. I think it is. I think it is. A little bit better damage. A little bit better accuracy. The heatsink capacity is worse. It's arguable, to tell you the truth. It's arguable. I think we will go for it. But you could actually make the case for this one. Then let's just check for, where are you? Liara? Pistol side of things. Yeah, it's just a better version of your current pistol, so absolutely. Let's go for it. Look at the difference between these two. Wow. So there you start to see, as the levels get higher, the difference between a better manufacturer of weapons and a worse manufacturer of weapons is huge. These are both level 6 weapons. The difference there is humongous. Okay. So that's good. Just make sure we haven't also picked up armor upgrades for anyone. I don't think so. No? Okay. Got plenty of actual upgrade slots. But for the most part, there's a very specific thing that we are trying to get on our upgrades at the moment. And, well, you've probably sensed the theme already based on how we went out of our way to purchase it. But up we go. That didn't sound good. There are enemies here. We've got the cafeteria. And, well, see what went down. Let's maybe get these weapons out here. And prepare ourselves for something. Someone's shooting at us. It's like, yeah, Couldn't see what it was. Yes, Geth Trooper. Okay. So let's say overload you. Oh, throw up the shield. Of course we do. Okay, you're down. A Geth on the flank, don't we? That we do as well. Let's see, Liara, you do have overload as well. Oh, yes, they are absolutely coming straight up at us, right down Main Street. And that was maybe a little bit unnecessary to, you know, incapacitate him when he was very much dead. Someone right on top of us, isn't there? That there is. Kind of, sort of. Okay. Why don't we try stasis in you? Like, I'm not really sure that worked. let's incapacitate you. Oh.
What was that?
Probably debris. Don't have a panic attack. I'll protect you.
Thanks, Rex. But that doesn't look good. What the heck is that? Well, we're not so safe anymore. We got Rachni workers is what that was. Let's see. Liara, could you, like, singularity right on top of us, maybe? I don't know if that's actually gonna work. But, now, let's say... let's throw overload here to explode on them. And there are some... forming us. Oh no, it's these guys up here. Okay. So what the heck was that? You ask yourself. Well, let's go a little bit further here, and we may just find out. Just take a look down here where we saw some Geth previously and see if we can find any other loots in here. There may not be, though. Alright, let's head up. Let's say hello to whatever these are. And they are here. It is a Rachni soldier. And you are seeing there that it is shooting a projectile. What kind of projectile, you ask? Well, kind of projectile. Let's see. Let's just, you don't have any shields at the moment, so let's just, I mean, sabotage doesn't really work on you because you are not wielding any weapons. It is a projectile that ignores shields, is the key problem. Let's lift you, please. Incapacitate you.
Damn if I know, but someone on this mountain does.
Okay, and yes, they can also occasionally come through the floorboards, which is what happened on this occasion. Please don't do that. Okay, and there you see, look at how much damage that dealt. That almost took us out there. And it is toxic damage as well if they do hit you. And that is why I was saying shields, not so relevant. Their damage ignores shields. Toxic resistance, yeah, important. Otherwise, we're going to take a bunch of damage. Life regeneration, helpful to recover from that damage over time they give. So that's why I made a point of doing all that. And bear in mind, that's with us. We have, I believe, the best of that toxic resistance armor on of all of our teammates. Rex does have some additional life regeneration coming from his skill tree. So he does have some additional benefit coming from that. And so, what do we have here? New codex entry, and well, let's take a look. It's gonna be under primary or secondary. It might be under secondary here. Aliens, extinct races. Looking for something in particular here, but I'm not sure I'm seeing it right now. So let's just read about the Protheans in that case before we lose this update and realize that, well, it will no longer be highlighted in this case after we have now read through it or glossed over it. So the Prothean beacon downloaded its knowledge into Lieutenant Commander Shepard on Eden Prime. Didn't realize we were Lieutenant Commander, but causing confusing dreams and visions. While the imagery is becoming clearer with time, the meaning of the beacon communication remains elusive. It has been suggested that Prothean data recording is highly dependent on a certain point of view, what Carl Jung described as the collective unconscious. The cipher needed to comprehend the images implanted in Shepard's mind is the cultural knowledge of a Prothean, the archetypes, biological instincts, and common experiences universal to the race. Since the Protheans have been dead for millennia, it may be impossible to acquire this cipher. Then data disks. Despite the evidence confirming the existence of the Protheans, little is known about their culture and society. From time to time, dig sites will yield new clues, but after 50,000 years of decay, little of value is unearthed. Recent research has focused on the discovery of Prothean data disks. On their own, they are frail and rarely found in one piece. Occasionally, however, an intact disk will be discovered within the console or reading device. To date, over 36 disks have been recovered, and a few of those have been restored to the point where researchers can begin analyzing them. Though it may be some time before scientists discover a way to transfer the data off the disks, they are currently considered the most tangible leads for learning more about the Prothean culture. Then lastly, we have Protheans and the Mars ruins. After 20 years of manned research outposts and nearly a century of robotic exploration, European Space Agency's Lowell City became the first permanent settlement on Mars in 2103. In a decade, the United States and China had founded permanent settlements as well. The South Polar region of the Prometheus Planum developed a Bermuda Triangle reputation. Satellites detected intermittent mass concentrations and magnetic field shifts. In 2148, prospectors working near Desiedo Crater discovered an underground complex, a Prothean observation post. The odd phenomena were generated by the operation and discharge of a Mass Effect core struggling to function despite 50 millennia of neglect. Earth was electrified by the news. Humanity was unequivocally not alone. While courts battled over who owned the ruins, the international scientific community coordinated a massive effort to access, translate, and interpret the databanks recovered from the facility. The facility proved to be a biosciences observation post built when Homo sapiens were first evolving on Earth. While the motives of the Protheans are not certain, translated records indicate that the facility was in regular communication with automated observation platforms in Earth orbit and on the lunar near side. A half-dozen Mass Effect spaceships found in the facility were presumably used for first-hand observation. So there we have it, a little bit more on the Protheans there. But, let's see. I don't think we're going to get the thing that I'm looking for here. I don't think we've quite learned about it just yet.